Hi sweet friends, welcome to YoUniquely Vintage You. My name is Michelle and my sister Cheryl and I welcome you back to our channel. We're always so appreciative that you show up each time and watch our videos. So thank you so much for doing that. Today I am sharing with you some of my Valentine decor. Now instead of decorating today, I kind of got behind on my schedule. I had just a really busy week. So what I'm gonna do this time is just show you some of the decor that I have and what I plan on using. And then I did run to the thrift store. I'll show you a couple of things that I bought. I looked also at Marshall's and Hobby Lobby, and I got a little bit of footage on that too, and I can show you what I got from there. But it's basically, if I can talk, it's basically gonna be me just showing you some of the things that I have. And when you're decorating for Valentine's Day, just know that it doesn't have to be all about hearts. So look around your home and see what you think might work in unexpected ways. I think that always makes for the best decor. So let's get going and let me show you just all the things that I've pulled together that I might not use, I'm not sure, but I gathered everything I thought might work in this decorating. So let me show you what I've pulled together. Okay friends, I've had a change of plans. I had the other video all ready to go, but I thought instead of doing that, I would just go ahead and show you some of my decor in just my living room. And I'm doing this because I feel like I need to get this decorating video out there sooner. So as you can see, I've kind of taken down a few things, I've added a few things, just because I don't want this video to be so long. So you'll see right here, I just added some vintage Valentines, some hearts to this little tree, and then I've taken down some other things. I switched out my green books for these red books, and that's a great tip. If you like vintage like I do, use old books that are red. I think that just brings in that touch of Valentine decor without it having to be all hearts. So as you can see right here, I did take down some decor on the top, and then I have these old numbers, and they usually are outside, but I brought them in and I thought I would just use them on the inside today. And so I'm really glad I did that. I love that. I've never done that before. So I really like the number 14. And right here I'm going to just use one of these vintage Valentine planters. I think it's so cute, and I put that on top. And then I've got one more vintage piece. It's a candy container, and I think this is my favorite of all. It is so sweet. I just love it so much. I really don't have lots of vintage Valentine decor, but what I do have, I really love. Okay, I've got this heart-shaped wreath that is just made out of some wood beads. I made this from a coat hanger. I tied it together at the top, and then I just tied a ribbon around it. So I twisted the wire at the top, added this ribbon, and I'm just going to place that by these books. So it's subtle, and I'm really liking that it's just not overdone. So these beads were over there by those red books, and I moved them down here. And as you can see, I went ahead and added some decor just to keep this video from being super long. But I just have these old vintage Valentine cards, and I just placed them in this tree. And you can see, I want to show you this one. This one is from my sister Tammy, my older sister. She wrote on the back, and if you've been with me for a little while, you know that I've lost my sister a long time ago. She was only 17, but this Valentine card is very special to me, and I love to get it out. I love to use it, so I'm just really happy that I have that, and I can look at that all during this month, so that just makes my heart happy. Okay, now I've got some old marquee letters, and I'm just going to put this on this shelf just again to bring in that vintage vibe of Valentine. Okay, this is just a paper cone that I made years ago out of just some scrapbook paper, just different things. I'm going to add this vintage Valentine. This is one of my favorites as well. Look at this handwriting. Is that not so beautiful? I love it so much. I'm going to place this in this cone, and then I'm just going to add one of those red glitter hearts. And I got a bunch of these from the Dollar Tree several years ago. I think they still have them, but I love just sprinkling those around. I just think it adds a really sweet touch. This is a Valentine that I printed off my computer. It was a royalty-free print. I downloaded it, printed it, and then I just added from book pages. I just kind of folded them and crimped them and just kind of glued them around the outside. It looks like a really old Valentine, and that's really what I was going for. I've got these felt hearts, and I'm just going to sprinkle these in this dough bowl around my pictures. As you can see, I'm not taking down my winter decor. I'm just kind of adding my Valentine in and around it. Now, I'm taking a little bit down of my winter decor, but not a lot. And the truth is, once Valentine's Day is over, I will probably go back and just add my winter decor back in. I'm just loving it really that much this year. So, but you can kind of see what I've done. So that's just a great idea. If you have trees up, you can just place your old vintage Valentines inside. I think it makes for such a sweet display. Okay, moving over here to my TV stand, as you can see, I've just replaced blue or green books with these red books. I've taken the centerpiece that was on my trunk that I used for a coffee table, and I just placed it on that other little table. This was on top of the shelf where I put the number 14. It's kind of dusty. I need to fix that. But I'm going to put that over there. And then the only thing else I'm going to add is I made this wood heart years ago. I'm going to place that down here on this bottom shelf. And then I'm going to add a couple of old vintage Valentine cards that I've collected over the years. And I just love how that brings in that old touch. And aren't these just so beautiful? I mean, they just don't make things as beautiful as they did back then. So these are real treasures to me, and I love having them out and seeing all this beautiful craftsmanship. It just makes my heart so happy. Okay, now moving over here by this little table that's by my couch, I just added that lantern that I pulled from outside when I was doing my little tablescapes. I thought it was so cute. I don't know why I have it outside. So I'm just going to add a candle and then just some wood hearts. And those wood little hearts came from the Dollar Tree as well. I have this spool. Look at the graphics on this. Is that not so amazing? I just so in love with all the vintage graphics and advertisement. It's just so beautiful. But I got these hearts. These came in a package of 2 at Hobby Lobby, and I just kind of wanted to set it on top of the spool. It's not going to stay, so I had the brilliant idea. I just took some wire, wrapped it around the bottom, twisted it, and I'm just going to take that and stick inside, and that's going to hold that heart pretty much in place. So sometimes you just have to get a little inventive to make things work with your vision. So Now here's this really cute little dish I got only for $1 at the thrift store, and I did wash it. I left it on the back so that you could see the price, but I will take that off because I definitely wash all the things I bring home from the thrift store. But I'm just going to place this here with some of these wood hearts, and I think that's just really sweet as well. And that's what I love. That's what I wanted to show you guys when I went thrifting this week, was that just look for things in the thrift store, or maybe just the regular store. I don't know, the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, anything like that that you think might work in your decor that you can use for just more than one season. I think that's such a fun idea. Okay. Now my favorite place to decorate is right here on top of this antique trunk. I'm going to use this mirror again, place it there, and then I'm just going to use an apothecary jar, and inside I just reserved some of these mercury glass ornaments from Christmas. I left them out on purpose so that I could use them for Valentine's Day. So I have those in there with just some red hearts. And then inside, I'm just going to place one of those flameless flickering candles. I talk about these all the time. They'll be linked in my Amazon store or in the description below. And again, they're just one of my favorites. They run on a remote, and they're so fun to use. I enjoy just having them because you can put them in anything and they light up and they're so pretty. So I love that. And then this is a dough bowl that I got from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $18.99 with 40% off. And all I did to this, it was a real light color, and I just wanted it a little richer in color. So I just took some furniture wax, and it was the wax, not the oil, and I just kind of rubbed over it, and it really brought it to life. I think it just made it look so much better. Now I'm just going to place in some of those wood hearts and some of those glitter hearts, again, that I got from the Dollar Tree. These wood hearts, I think they're actually made to be ornaments. They had a string on them, and like I said, this came from they came from Hobby Lobby. I just took the string off, but I just thought they'd be cute as bow fillers. So I just placed those inside the dough bowl, and here is some arrows I made. And I have a Valentine video that I did last year, and so I will leave that also in the description below, a link for that video so you can watch it. I will show you how I made these. They were super simple. And here's something else I got from the thrift store is I got this bird. I actually left it. My sister said, no, let's get it. So I grabbed it, and I thought, you know, I'd save it for spring. But the more I looked at it, I thought, you know what, it looks like a lovebird. So maybe he's a single lovebird, but I have him here. And I just think he makes a sweet addition to this little vignette that I've got going on. I've got one more of those felt hearts. And actually, I think I'm going to replace this with a bigger one. I just need to make it. But here's a key I'm going to add to this heart. And guys, this was the actual key to my front door when I bought my home. Can you even believe that? It's such a fun treasure. So I have that there. And I think that's really sweet. And as you can see, I'm keeping everything really simple. The last thing I'm going to do is just bring in my pillows, add a touch of red, and then I did find this really cute Be Mine pillow from Ross. I think it was $10.99. Yes, $10.99. And I thought that was the cutest thing. So I'm just going to add that along with, like I said, this red pillow. Everything else is pretty much the same that I use all year round. But here's kind of the overall look. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I didn't overdo it. Now, in my dining room, I have a lot more going on. But in my living room, I think it's subtle and sweet with just not a lot of overdone, if that makes sense. It's not overdone. I think it's simple for me. So anyway, you guys tell me what your favorite part is in my decor in my living room. I would just love to hear your thoughts. So, or if you have any ideas that you think I should have done, I mean, just let me know. I really enjoy that. And you can see I've kind of changed out. Like I had a red candle there. I went ahead and put some of those flameless flickering candles in there. And yeah. Anyway, as you know, when you're decorating, sometimes you love it, sometimes you need to make changes. I made a few changes, but for the most part, this is how everything looks. So I'm so glad I got to share this with you tonight, or you'll see this on Friday. And like I said, I've kind of showed you the things I bought at the thrift store, and you can kind of see the things that I bought when I was out. Most everything else I've used are things that I've already had on hand from years past, and I don't really like spending a lot if I don't have to, and I really have so much that I didn't even have to really spend anything this year. But anyway, here it is. Let me know your thoughts, and again, I just appreciate you guys watching so very much. Before I go, I just want to leave you with this beautiful Bible verse. It says, God demonstrated his own love toward us, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. Oh my goodness. I hope if you don't know the Lord as your personal Lord and Savior, that you'll come to know him today. He loves you so very much. So much that he gave up his only precious son, who died on a cross so that we could have everlasting life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It means so much to my sister and I. We're so blessed to have each and every one of you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye guys.